'Tis the season for dazzling Christmas deals thanks to The Warehouse. The Warehouse is unboxing mega deals every day until December 20. Deals are for one day only, so when they drop, make sure to race to the shop. Visit The Warehouse this Christmas.
You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Big part of our Saturdays is our regular catch-up with Australian correspondent Adam Peacock, who joins us now. Adam, let's start with Rugby League. Confirmation this week that Papua New Guinea will join the NRL from 2028. This has been widely telegraphed, of course. It's now been confirmed. How has this been received, and what do you make of it, PNG joining the NRL?
Yeah, g'day, Piney. It's split, very much split opinion because it's a political football as much as a rugby league football that we're talking about, and it's because the Australian government has said, we'll give you $600 million over 10 years if you go and do this thing. Now, would this all be happening without that? I doubt it, very much. Does that mean PNG doesn't like its rugby league? No, far from it, complete opposite. They absolutely obsess over the sport up there. But somehow we've ended up in this situation where we're actually putting a team there, and yeah, look, you can tell that there's a above and beyond tone to it all to attract players in the sense that they'll go up there and not have to pay tax. So that says a lot. I just have an uneasy feeling about it that, okay, say a politician comes in 4 years and goes, well, what's all this about? This is ridiculous. And then after the 10, it's done. Or halfway through, they pull the funding, as politicians can do, change their mind. So, yeah, it's a precarious one. I'm not totally comfortable with it, but some people are. Yeah,
and it's part of an expansion of the NRL, which I think I read they want to get to 20 teams either by the year 2030 or the year 2032. Over here in New Zealand, we're obviously very keen to have a second franchise. Who are the other candidates around the place for further expansion? Could there be a team in Perth, for example, down in Adelaide? I don't know.
Yeah, they're looking at Perth. They're definitely looking in southeast Queensland again. And they're looking in New Zealand. Now, I know rugby league people look down upon football as a second, third-class citizen in this part of the world, but they shouldn't, because they should be looking at what's going on at Auckland with the A-League and think, oh, wow, this could actually work on the South Island as much as on the North Island, in reverse of what happened. You were there last week, case in point. So, yeah, I'd hope that they deeply consider a second New Zealand franchise, and if that's going to maybe include a Pacifica element to it all as well, that I don't think is a bad thing, because you want to grow the game in the Pacific, because teams like Samoa, Tonga are showing things in international football. So, hey, hopefully it's an open book when it comes to the next two decisions.
Yeah, we hope so too. All right, let's go to Test cricket. The Australia-India series has landed in Brisbane for the third Test. India comfortable winners in Perth. Australia comfortable winners in Adelaide. What do you predict for the next 5 days at the Gabba?
That it probably won't go 5 days because the bowling is too good. Unless it rains, like there's a bit of weather around Brisbane this time of year, in terms of like 4 o'clock, you're looking up at the sky going, oh, here comes today's storm. So, yeah, the weather might play a part, but I can't see, like with the likes of Bumrah, Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark in the mix, you're hard-pressed to find better fast bowling in the last 20, 30 years. So how this goes on for 5 days, I doubt. How it ends up, I don't know, because both teams have showed once they've got momentum in a game, they've put the foot down and totally outplayed the other one. So there's no reason to say that it can't happen in this test with India, and they do what they did in Perth. Conversely, exactly the same for Australia to double up on Adelaide.
Yeah, it's a fascinating series. They seem pretty evenly matched, these two. I guess the series score would suggest that. Cricket's obviously the biggest game in town in summer over there. Are people really into this? A lot of eyeballs on it?
Yeah, it's big. It's big. And they don't actually, I've got to give Cricket Australia a bit of a rap here. They've done really well with their programming this year, in the sense that they've put some big women's matches on. They've had just had a series against India. I think our women's team's heading over to play you guys in 3 one-dayers. Around that, you've got Big Bash starting this weekend, and around that, you've got the Test series, which feels like a focal point at the moment, and then there's a Women's Ashes at the end. So it's really well mapped out, and it is huge. It is absolutely huge. And you're right, it's 2 even teams. Like, it's uncanny. We've got 2 really attacking number 5 batsmen in Head and Punt. We've got 2 legends of the game at number 4 who are scratching around to find their best. Virat Kohli found it in Perth. Can Steve Smith find it here? You've got question marks at the top of the order with young players coming in, Jaiswal, McSweeney. So, and then the bowling units as well. It's a great matchup.
And finally to the Premier League, where Ange Postecoglou, one of your finest, if not the finest football manager of all time, is at the moment, I guess, in an interesting position with Tottenham. They're 11th in the Premier League, 20 points from their 15 games, 15 points behind the leaders Liverpool, a 1-1 draw in the Europa League in the last couple of days at Rangers. I see Ange came out and fired a shot at his German striker Timo Werner. Is Ange under a bit of pressure?
Yeah, a bit. I don't think it's job defining just yet. I don't think one result's going to twist it either way, but it's 5 without a win after pumping Manchester City. But before that, it was up and down stuff from Tottenham, and that's the frustration. They show their brilliant best and then don't back it up. Now, I don't care where you are in life. If you're inconsistent about it, you're going to frustrate people, and that's what's happening with Tottenham fans at the moment. And everyone else who's not a Tottenham fan seems to be able to laugh at them very easily, which is fair. Those things happen. But Ange, how he finds the best from his side, I'm not sure. I watched that Rangers game yesterday, and they were far from their best. They just look a bit clunky, a bit unsure of themselves. And people picked up on it last year. If Ange loses 1 or 2 of his best centre-backs, oddly enough, that's a bit of a big factor for him, because they are asked to make huge decisions quickly because they play such a cavalier attitude that when they cop a transition, those 2 centre-backs have to come in and make a big play all the time. And if that timing's off, then they're going to look stupid. And that's what's happened a few times to Tottenham, and I can't see it changing because those 2 centre-backs, Van der Ven and Ramiro, haven't been readily available all the time. So Southampton this weekend, they've got a League Cup quarter-final against Manchester United, and then Liverpool next weekend. I think by Christmas we'll know exactly where Ange stands. Right. I reckon, for now anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's it's under the harsh glare over there, as we all know. Adam, great to get the chance to chat to you as always about Australian sport. Enjoy your weekend. We'll catch up again one more time before Christmas next Saturday.
Sounds good. Thanks, Piney.
No, thanks, Adam. Adam Peacock, our regular Australian correspondent here on News Talk ZB on Saturday afternoons.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday, or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.
Thinking of selling your home? Balfour & Thompson has the largest network of buyers in Auckland. More eyes means more competition. That's the difference between a good sale and a great one. Book an appraisal at your local Balfour & Thompson branch today. Licensed under the Real Estate Agents Act 2008.